The title, Living Dog Among Dead Lions, comes from the Ecclesiastes 9.4. It metaphorically involves the idea of hope. It's better to be alive like a dog among dead lions. Social political situation in Georgia, of course, affects my life. And of course, it affects my work, because my work mostly is the relation of psychology, history, and family. These three notions always blend. The house comes from western part of Georgia, which is mostly the miner villages. The companies mine the manganese and actually destroy the villages. The families, they have to leave the villages that they come from. And there was the idea to somehow save the house and give the house a new life. And for me, it's very important that the piece contains actual house, which has its own history, which you feel that like, there was a family having a dinner and we don't see it anymore. It's like absent. So rain is circulating and shows this like cycle of life. What happens to the house after 6 months or 8 months when the rain goes and goes on? It deforms the interior. And that's the idea, like to question how the history is connected to the companies and corporations and the way it could define the psychic life and the way it could deform the interior. Yeah, that was of a person or of a family or of a society. The piece first was shown in Venice in 2017. I saw some of the people which were standing in front of the sculpture and crying. I think that piece somehow was waking up the sense of nostalgia in the people, and that was very touching for me. The important thing in the piece is that you cannot go inside and it doesn't work as an installation that you can go through, but more I was thinking about the classical sculpture from the 20th century, which I admire a lot, which is like you go around. And that was my like a counterpoint to have like performative installation, but you can't go in, you just look at it, like you look at classical sculptures. When I approach a film or a sculpture, important for me is the idea of counterparts. To have like, for instance, on the one hand, poetic and then like brutal, or to have life and death, absence and presence. I think that's where somehow in the encounter of these two poles, I find my own truth about life. This is the way I approach both like two-dimensional, like moving image and sculpture too.